would like to thank all of our fans out there for watching Positive Progression TV. You know, obviously, this isn't the norm for us. We're normally with the artists, but we're still with the artists, whether it be via digital means, whether it be via Zoom, as we are right now. And this gentleman that certainly decided to join us here on Positive Progression certainly needs no introduction. He's been on the show a few times, actually, and he's straight down I-85. You know,
That's right.
ATL in the house. We're so glad to have him. You know, I could read the list of credits and credits and credits and credits, you know, for this gentleman, you know, going back to Goody Mob days, all my boys, you know, with T-Mo and Big Gip and all those guys. But we're so happy to have 5-time Grammy Award winning singer, songwriter, producer, television personality, actor, entrepreneur. See, the credits just go on. Pop culture
Yes.
and icon, CeeLo Green, right here on Positive Progression. How we doing, sir?
What's up, King? How are you?
Bro, you know, we hanging in there. We're doing our thing. How are you doing with the family in this pandemic, obviously, with the coronavirus? A lot of adjustments, right?
Absolutely, but I do have very few complaints, you know, under the circumstances. You know what I mean? I have to still continue to say that God is good, and He has sustained me and mine, and I'm in prayer and hoping the same for many, many others. And of course, there are a great deal of those who are and have been affected negatively and permanently. You know what I'm saying? And so there's always a prayer in our hearts for the less fortunate and those who have really, really felt the blunt end of these circumstances. Yes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, CeeLo. I think we all have been affected in one way, directly or indirectly, including myself. My father passed back in February, not due to the coronavirus, but for other health reasons, but just the amount of sickness and death, man, around the world.
Oh yeah, definitely. We took some losses too. My fiance lost her father and uncle days apart back in March. You know, to unrelated health reasons as well, and so, but it's no less, you know, significant. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. So 2020, by far, most devastating year in my life, I can say, and then I'm sure for many others. So our prayers go out to you and your family, man, and much condolences and sympathy.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. CeeLo, your project, just like all of your projects through the years, this is certainly enormous. It's an excellent flow all the way around. CeeLo Green is Thomas Callaway. All of the tracks that are on the album speak so much, you know, to me and through me and through so many. It's beautiful. You worked with a lot of people, obviously, on this project. Just talk to us a little bit about the current album itself.
Well, CeeLo Green as Thomas Callaway is my my fifth offering, and I think it's a stellar body of work, if I do say so myself. You know what I mean? And I say that humbly, you know, and I really appreciate the opportunity of working with so many great people on the project. And it is that of which creates a product of the environment. So the environment was just reinforced by so many natural resources of talent, vision, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and passion. And what can I say, man? I've benefited greatly from it, you know, with the final product and the outcome. And so I just speak in high appreciation, and I'm very thankful for it. I think it's a great representation of growth and where I am presently, you know what I'm saying, and the possibilities for the future. I hope that, you know, it could serve as an example, as a beacon, as an inspiration to other people who aspire to go, you know, above and beyond.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. And it is. It's a great project all the way around. And I'll just touch on this without too deep, because obviously, you know, we both, thank God, have had much longevity in the game, and a lot has changed. A lot has changed in the game, and of course, you know, we read all the media and about so many artists. We have a lot of new up and coming artists, a lot of fresh new talent, fresh new faces, a lot of fresh young faces
Yes.
out there. So, but where the genre in the game is going today, your thoughts on that? Obviously, too, when it comes to the music and what's being put out there. I know there was obviously just some recent comments there about, you
Yeah.
know, Italian and all them, but just to level set everyone, you know, as to where you stand on that, I think should be heard.
Well, you could definitely make a general statement that can be marginalized and spent for the sake of sensationalism. We do understand that that's, um, you know, an element of industry at large. And I was more or less making a comment about industry at large, the state of the art, and things of that nature. And I do believe that, in my 25-year career, I reserve some right to speak generally, you know what I mean,
Absolutely.
about a community of which I still live in. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still a part of this community. I'm still a part of this culture, and I care very much. I care very dearly. You know what I'm saying? And not to ever seem judgmental or condescending toward anyone, because of course, I've still got dirt up under my fingernails from crawling up out of the mud. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it is to have to grind and have to get it. You know what I mean?
Right,
and it's been a
right.
25, almost 30-year trudge, you know what I mean, to get to this point of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and maturity. You know what I mean? And so, yes, I'm an older artist at this point, and I've been around since 1994. You all know me. I'm Dungeon Family. I'm Goody Mob. I'm Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all over the world. You know what I'm saying? So I've done a lot. You know what I mean? And I just be wanting to come to the table and share some wisdom. You know what I mean? Like, by way of experience, thinking that it could be taken constructively. So it's never any ill intent on my part. You know what I mean? I'm a very objective and a very endearing, person. You know what I mean? Like, and with the opportunity to be heard and to be outspoken, I believe that certain things should be addressed. Like for the sake of counterbalance. You know what I mean? We're just looking for balance. That's all. And so, but I've been young, and I've grown. And so like now at this age, position of just elder statesmanship, I just be trying to come to the table with some, with some wisdom, every now and again. But I just saw something, that was interesting to me. And I may even repost it. It's, like, I guess people just have to follow my IG. It was something that was really, it was a historical account, you know what I mean, like, of music. And it really enlightened me a bit. So like, I won't try to describe it, but just look for my post. I want to post this. You know what I mean? I thought that it was really interesting, and I think it can add on and not take away. But no, but you know me. I think that I've been consistent. You know what I mean, in my ways. You know what I mean? And I've just tried to stick to it. You know what I'm saying? My the principle. You know what I mean? And I think that if something that we're doing constructively or positively could garner as much attention, man, we would have a pretty even, playing field. You know what I'm saying? Of diversity and range. I really wish that this album, as wonderful as people think it is, you know what I mean? Like, it's so critically acclaimed. You know what I'm saying? And it's very new, and it's very different from what is top 40 or what have you. You know what I'm saying? But I guess I'm here to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you could be different, you could be dynamic, and still be impactful. You know what I'm saying? If only you could be exposed to it and introduced to it. You know what I'm saying? So we have to talk a little louder and a little prouder. You know what I'm saying? And still attempt to be selfless. You know what I mean? And transparent in the process. Because it's not really all about me. It's about where the people are. You know what I'm saying? And one thing you cannot pretend is, or one thing that you cannot deny is what makes people move. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the old saying holds true: the customer is always right. You know what I mean?
Always right.
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? But like when you come into the CeeLo Green storefront, you know what I mean? It's no different than going to McDonald's. You're going for that famous recipe of French fries. You know what I'm saying? They get it right 10 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to get it right and keep it right for those that, have the affinity for me and what it is that I do. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, man, I'm just realizing now, just speak for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't mean no harm, no disrespect to nobody. You know what I mean? That's it. I'm like, yeah.
That is. Putting it down, everyone out there, with clarity. That's important.
Yeah.
You've got years in the game. We've both been doing this a long minute. I remember actually sitting down with CeeLo. You and I had a nice Italian meal some years ago, and I thought I could throw down CeeLo, but you threw down.
what was we at? What Spaghetti Factory or something?
We was in Charlotte, yeah, with some of our industry colleagues, yeah. And we sat down and it was, I don't know what it was, pasta or shrimp or something, but I know one thing: we both had two nice sized plates. And
you know what, man? I think good food and good eating is an amenity, man. Like of the favored. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? It's very fortunate. Man. I mean that literally and figuratively. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you know what I mean? Like, definitely appreciate your plate.
That's right.
Appreciate your plate. Yeah, man.
Appreciate your plate. That's right. Well, CeeLo, the album itself is so diverse. So many great tracks on there, man. I just enjoyed, just listening through it. So many smash hits out there that you got as well itself. Some of the writers that you work with on this album, just briefly touch on that. You went down to Nashville, man. You got a live band and everything.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. You may your audience may not be familiar with this name. His name's Dan Auerbach, and he's one half of rock duo The Black Keys. Now, I know them for their success, and I'm a fan of his. I didn't really realize that he was a really accomplished producer in his own right. You know what I mean? So we befriended each other some years ago in Austin, Texas, South by Southwest. They were there as fans, watching the Gnarls Barkley show, and then we returned the favor, by going and watching them perform later on that evening. And we all hung out, we kicked it, we kind of remained cool from then. Then I bumped into him again in London. We were both promoting different projects. He got my number. He called me. He said that he appreciated my pen, and he wanted to see what we could come up with, you know what I mean, like in a room together, man, like collaborating. You know what I'm saying? So I went to Nashville with the notion of we would just be writing some songs. And in my mind, honestly, I was like, yo, like, country music be popping. A lot of people don't really know. There's a lot of, of coin to be made. You know what I mean? Like, if you could pull it off in that genre. So I'm thinking in that. You know what I mean? That was somewhat of my motivation too. And then also just the invitation. I was just honored by the acknowledgement. And that's why I went. But I honestly didn't think much of it. You know what I mean? Besides that, and that was enough incentive for me to be there. So we went. We worked out for like a week, writing some random songs, chords, progressions, stuff like that. Did a couple of demos. I went back another week, we did some more. I went back another week, we did some more. So roughly over 6 months, I spent about a month there. But after that third week, he called me and said, man, what I was thinking? These are some great demos, man. And, I'd really like to see, what your voice would sound like singing these songs. You know what I mean? Because when I say demo, I wasn't performing them, we were just writing them. We would do just like a sketch into the voice memos, into the phone and stuff like that. So it was really, really casual to begin with. And I was just like, sure. You know what I mean? Like I was completely free and available at the time. And it was interesting to me because it was a totally different process and capacity. You know what I mean? So had never done it quite, so it was really, really unique. And it wasn't much of an inconvenience. Nashville is a 30-minute flight from Atlanta, so I'm like, cool. So I went down, and it was his surprise, for me to have the studio full of all of these, it's so many in the name, Bobby Wood, it's so many, illustrious namesakes so much rich history.
Yeah.
Who were all sitting in to
Yeah.
perform this record live. You know what I mean? Like,
See Dave
with what,
Rose, Gene
yeah,
Chris.
with what's called chart music. So Dan had taken the liberty of charting all these demos,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's basically like sheet music, you know. And this live band, you know, plays down impeccably to the T. You know what I mean? So I was just like, wow. You know what I mean? First of all, I was just so flattered and complimented. You know what I mean? And realizing who I was in the room with, it makes you want to rise to the occasion. And so I definitely wanted to do my best. You know what I mean? If I can only get my heart to slow down. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So I'm looking out of the window, so I got one eye on the tablet and another eye watching them play. Like, wow, this sounds beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So I guess if I was even trying just a little bit harder, it could have even been an even better performance. You know what I'm saying? But what you're hearing is the first and only time I sang them down. You know, like this entire album they're all one takes. And I've said that on a couple of different occasions. And I've heard other artists speak on this before. Like D'Angelo once famously said that, when it comes to second and third takes, it starts to get a bit more sobering, you know what I mean, and disingenuous. So he said, so even if he says something that's inaudible, but if the feel is there for the first take, that's the one that they'll keep. And so I've worked like that for as long as I can remember. You know what I mean? People thought that it was amazing to know that Crazy, Gnarls Barkley, it was sung in one take.
Wow.
But it was. I had done most of Goody Mob and everything else I've ever done, because back then we were recording to 2-inch. You know what I mean? And so
right.
it wasn't digital. It was completely analog, and
yeah, Crazy was off the chain, man. In fact,
yeah. So these are really long stories. It's kind of hard to paraphrase them, but they're really long and interesting stories. But in short, man, it was just a wonderful experience.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? Let's just give them a little bit of that blast of the past, just a taste of it. Okay, if you don't mind, just intro us right into Crazy.
I remember when I lost my mind. There's some something about that face. Even your emotions ever let go. So much. I can still sing it. I don't know if I can hit that high enough. I can do it if I'm standing up.
Yeah. Check it out. Boom. That was nice.
Yeah.
Keep it going. Power better. All right, here we go. CeeLo Green, international recording star, CeeLo Green. CeeLo has obviously done so much and has contributed to so much to the industry and entertainment film and the film industry as well. Okay, doing your acting thing. Very versatile, which these days in this game you have to be. Very much so. It's always changing on us. And of course, your flow of music transcends to everybody in the world, which is awesome, man. And just bringing it a little bit at this point, the single "Doing It All Together" that you did, very nice, very, very nice itself with the quarantine going on. So just briefly touch on that and give us an intro right into that.
Man, Doing It All Together, that's one of my favorite records off of this project. And I can say honestly that the project was done, and we had actually missed an earlier window of release, and there was a clearance of something logistical why we missed that first window. And but who would have known that it was being held up, to be released, in a much more significant time of where people are, they're still enough to not only hear, but really listen to the album. You know what I'm saying? We're doing things, we're in the, it's like a future shock, what we're dealing with, but we're also in a extended period of nostalgia, in my opinion, too, because home life for almost everyone is kind of like throwing itself back to when we were young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we've been doing stuff around the house that we haven't done in years, man. I'm talking about Uno, you know, playing.
That's right.
Pulled out the old Hungry
Pulled out the
Hippo.
Monopoly.
You know what I'm saying? We playing Twister, all kind of old school stuff. You know what I mean? Just to kill the time. But
That's
in the
right.
process, what you're doing is regelling, you know, reconnecting and bonding in the most intimate, you know, unbreakable way. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought that it was a grand opportunity to do that. But that's only if you have that perspective in mind. A lot of people were panicked and under a great deal of pressure because it was all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can definitely empathize. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, me coming from, you know, having been versed, you know what I'm saying, in some of this as it pertains to conspiracy theory and things of that nature. You know what I mean? We you know, we had kind of foreseen, you know, something like this, you know, and you know, of course, when you're reading it, you know, it's like it's enormous. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's biblical proportion, and you know, but you know, to live through this, I was like, you know, okay, all we got to do is be still and be at home with family and eat good and look at Netflix all day and. And I'm in here recording music with my son and chasing my little dog around the yard and out there working out and getting some sun and cutting the grass and you know what I'm saying? We had to look.
It makes you think about a lot.
Yeah. All we can do is think. You know what I mean? And as a creative, I mean that's the space you know I want to be in. So I've been excitable about music and I'm like, what can I do? You know what I mean? Like, you know, how can I contribute? You know, how can my work and my contribution be considered essential? You know what I mean? How can I be essential to someone? You know what I mean? Like, how can I continue to be pleasing in the sight of my maker? You know what I mean?
That's right.
Doing what's been what I've been dutified with, you know, a justice. You know what I mean? Like, you feel me? So that I mean, I was just over here pondering on those things and getting active. You know what I mean? Because you know, for artists, it's an opportunity to immortalize yourself. You know?
Right. That's right. You're absolutely right, man. You know, and you know, good segue, man. Going right into that video, doing it all together. You know, we want everyone to check that out. Here it is. Cool. Keep it rolling here. So, all right. Coming right back at you right here on Positive Progression TV. We're talking to CeeLo Green. We really appreciate his time and spending time with us here on the show. And good to see my brother again, you know. And how's the Goody Mob family, bro? How's Big Gift and everybody? Everybody's good?
Everybody's good. I just got off the phone with Gift. We're actually doing a Goody Mob album too as we speak because we're in the midst of celebrating our 25th year anniversary as well.
Wow. We're getting younger. We getting much younger.
Man. Yeah. So you know, a lot of things are coming around full circle, and you know, I had a lot. You know, I mean, in my personal and professional life to be excited about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, sir.
Back with the homies. You know, Organized Noise is producing the entire project. You know what I'm saying? So,
it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, so that was also something that was very nostalgic. We hadn't already been in the same room together, you know, working in that capacity in years. I mean, since we was kids.
That is beautiful. So we're looking forward to that. Definitely, for sure. You know, CeeLo Green is Thomas Calloway. You know, you better understand what that is. You know, and if you didn't know, you better get the video. You know, because you know I try to be like CeeLo with that voice. You know, find my way. You know,
find my way. Oh, you gotta do that. You gotta make the fist when you do it. That's how you get the nut out. Find my way.
There we go.
but you know what though? I mean, I'm one of them artists, man. I like theater, You know,
Yeah.
I like playwrights. I love scores. You know what I mean? Cinema. I mean,
Creativity.
I love all that kind of stuff, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't know how, man. But it
Comes.
speaks to me.
Yep. Yep. It speaks to you. You know. So you know what? Talk to us a little bit about the treatment of the way, which was very nice. Well, all of your treatments, man, and all your videos always nice. You know, I'm a treatment fanatic. So you know, when it comes to the skills itself together, that was the whole concept, the visual concept itself, very nice. And of course, the message speaks to the
Right.
times. Speak to us a little bit about the way.
Okay. Well, what I was thinking was, there is some symbolism in there of where, the vehicle that was broken down on the side of the road is to suggest and say that, we may have that means of transportation, you know what I'm saying? To get us quicker from one point to another.
Right.
But all things require maintenance, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You know? So if you oversight that, you can, of course, then have that breakdown, you know? Then you gotta get out, you know what I mean? And walk that walk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you can't sit by idly. You can't have any expectations of any others for help, aid, assistance. You know what I mean? You got to dig deeper. You know what I mean? And you got to go that extra mile if you want to survive. You know what I mean? Like, or if getting there to that next point of destination is important enough or imperative enough. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about that faith walk, basically. Because you know me, man, I could get talkative and I could get philosophical, and it'll be a whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Before you know it. But to try to just paraphrase and simplify it, it's just the faith walk. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. You know what I'm saying? I have no triple layer in it.
Right into it, bro, because I just feel that hum coming. Just sing us right into to the way.
How I go? There's no civilization in sight.
Yeah.
Losing the light of day.
Yeah.
Even in the darkest night, I'm gonna find my way.
I tried to hang with you.
Huh? You sing it? Yo, I love all that. I love spaghetti western and all that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
It sounds mighty.
Yes, yes. Real
That's
nice.
the word I would use to describe it, man. That's a mighty song right there. I got a mighty love in my heart, man.
Yep. No doubt, bro. No doubt. It shows your creativity, the versatility. Very nice. It's got a vintage sound. It's got a very soulful sound. CeeLo Green right here on Positive Progression TV. All right, here's the way. All right, we'll do one more, CeeLo, and we good. Okay. Thanks here for your time again, bro.
For sure.
In fact, let's knock out drops if we can real quick. Now we had it. If you could do a first drop here. You're watching Positive Progression TV.
What's up, family? This is CeeLo Green, and you are now tuned into Positive Progression TV.
Okay. Coming up next with my boy Chris, right here on Positive Progression TV.
Yo, what up, everybody? This is CeeLo Green, and I'm coming right up next with my brother Chris on Positive Progression TV.
Okay. And let's do a nice generic one here. Listen, folks, wear your mask. Okay, very important to wear your mask. Just a positive message, or go out and vote, since we know Kamala is the VP choice now.
Okay. Hey, everybody out there, this is CeeLo Green with a public service announcement. Stop and save a life because it may very well be your own. Wear a mask, do your 6 feet distancing, you know what I mean? It's just for good measure. Peace be with you. Love.
Excellent. All right, we'll end it up on this one. CeeLo Green right here on Positive Progression TV. I think everyone already knows how to find you, but let them know about all your URLs out there. Of course, the downloads and the streaming and everything else that they supposed to do.
Yeah. Hey, man, everybody across the board, man, I can be found at CeeLo Green, IG, Twitter, Facebook. And this new album, hey, man, now, you know, you can take it from me. I know you got to consider the source, but I am a big bias about my own music, and I think it's great. But you go be the judge of it, man. Go pick it up, check it out, stream it on every platform they got going. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Or purchase it on iTunes, you know, if you have the time and the disposable income.
Right. No joke. And you know, CeeLo, I had to check out some of this older footage, bro, off the chain, in Daryl's house.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No candle.
Bro, that was beautiful. Okay.
And a lot of people always speak to me about that episode. I mean, like, you know, again, man, you know.
How versatile is that, man? You and Daryl Hall, I mean, just a legend. Daryl Hall.
Legends, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm feeling like a kid because I'm like, yo, I grew up listening to Man Eater and Pride Eyes, and right. You know, come on, man, like Your Kisses on My List and all that kind of stuff. Like,
yes.
You know, even though that stuff was adult contemporary, it still had a childlike quality.
That's right.
You know, you bounce in the bass like a little kid. But I got you and sound like a baby burn a candle. Come on, man. Who don't know that song?
You know.
So I love it. So I was happy to be with him, man. You know what I mean? That legend, man, acknowledging me. You know what I'm saying? I'm still young in the game, even at 30 years now. I'm young, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So I still be feeling it, bro. I can't help it, man. I love it. I love it. I love what we be doing.
Yeah, man. Well, continued success to you, CeeLo, man, and blessings to you and the family, bro. You continue to stay safe out there. We'll be seeing you soon. In fact, you had a show coming up here in the Carolinas, I think at the end of the month, you and the whole crew.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, I mean, I know that it was on schedule, and I mean, hopefully it goes through. I mean, like, you know, because if this one thing I'd be willing to leave the house for a minute is to get out on stage, man, because, you know, that's home for me too.
That's home, that's stage, that's right.
Yeah.
But we'll all be together soon, homeboy. So
for sure.
I'll definitely be seeing you soon, no doubt. So what's up to the whole crew out there for me, man? Continue success, and let's look out. The album is out now, all right? Make sure you go out there and download that, all right? CeeLo Green is Thomas Calloway. Lots of great, wonderful flavor on that album. It's definitely a genuine CeeLo Green, no doubt, you know, being versatile. So y'all make sure you go out there and cop that. And again, we want to make sure, CeeLo, that these people know that, you know, the game has changed. It's different now. So inspiring words to all those looking to go into the industry or whatever their aspirations may be.
Absolutely. Definitely, me being an advocate of artistic freedom and expression, my first words of motivation would always is to be true to thyself. Be confident, you know, in your core, you know what I mean? Be faithful, but then also be fundamentally sound, be educated and be informed, you know what I mean? About industry at large, about the business and your business as it pertains to you, your plight, your path and professional career. You know what I'm saying? So you are your own product, you know what I'm saying? And so therefore, you know, be mindful just about you know, product placement. You know what I mean? Like, you know, take it seriously, take yourself seriously, but then have some fun. You know what I mean? Because it's a roller coaster. You know what I mean? Especially when you start to succeed, man. It's a roller coaster, man.
That's when it gets very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets real interesting then. CeeLo,
No
thanks
doubt,
so
but
much.
you can do it. You can do it though, man. Like things are possible. If anything I've ever wanted to be an example of is what's truly possible. And that's why, you know, I continue to dare to do different things. And again, you know, hopefully somebody will notice, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the positive, you know what I mean? In what, you know, in my point of view, my perspective, and I mean that in a musical context. I'm saying, like, you know, got there's a lot of good attention in there. So like, you know, to share, and it's just like, you know, love songs, man, to whom it may concern. So it's a package addressed to whom it may concern. That's it.
That's it. There it is. International recording star, entrepreneur, singer, songwriter, producer, and all the whole slew of other credits. Mr. CeeLo Green, thanks so much for your time, bro.